I think our family is pretty similar to just a lot of other families where, there are a lot of actually blessings during this time. Being together, just being able to see each other grow, having more conversations, not being so rushed to go here and there. So that's actually been really good. With that kind of time spent and being all together also adds some of the heat for different arguments or, different challenges along that line. But some of the things that we have been doing, we've been playing a lot of games. So Sleeping Queens. So thank you to Audrey and Elise for introducing that to us. To Monopoly Deal. We're playing Settlers of Catan Kids Edition as well. The girls always want to play the Nintendo Switch, but the game of choice for them is Animal Crossing. So we've been able to develop our islands during this pandemic. And, some of the things spiritually that we've been able to incorporate is that, even before COVID, we had a little box and it has like these index cards and we just keep it on our dining room table and we just pull it out, each meal and we get to pray for them. And so it's really nice to be able to have that consistency, for breakfast, we'll try to get together for lunch. And obviously we'll be together for dinner just to be able to pray for folks and to build upon prayer. Wednesday evenings now, we're using it as an evening just to be able to pray for people, in our family or in our church family. And so that's been a really nice kind of change of pace. We'll also kind of incorporate our family worship times. And then on Fridays, even before COVID as well, we had our family fun night. And so that could be different things depending on the week. Someone from the family chooses what we get to do.
Man, if I had a Nintendo Switch, I would probably join Animal Crossing. Yeah, and play with Joylyn and Tim St. John.
Exactly.
It's definitely been different. Initially, it was really chaotic for me, especially tied to my work. I work as a financial advisor, so when COVID first started, the financial markets really took a big dive, and so that means a lot of work, a lot of concern for clients, and a lot of extra meetings. So that, along with that rush at church to try to figure out what's going on, get things filmed, was really busy. Since then, though, I think it's caused our family to slow down, where so many things have been canceled. We of course were disappointed. There were some family vacations with extended family that were canceled, but just that daily grind of practices and games and tournaments and things has slowed down, and even church things have slowed down in some ways. So it's allowed us to spend more time together as a family. I love being able to have dinner together pretty much 7 days a week. Right? We're all home, we're together, and we can enjoy that time to have a meal together, which is actually something that we didn't do as much as I wish we could have before COVID. And fortunately, our family seems to have adjusted well. The kids are doing fine. Being home, and thanks to technology, right, they're able to still interact with friends, do FaceTime or Google Hangouts. But they do miss seeing their friends in person and some of their activities. But we've been able to adjust. And again, I think it's been a nice slowdown where I know I personally have just been able to spend a lot more time in prayer and in the Word, and hopefully putting that extra time to good use.
Since we're in quarantine, it seems like a lot of people, will take up new hobbies or pursue interests that they've put off for a while. Has that happened for you or for your family?
For our family, we got a puppy. So puppies. The kids have wanted a puppy for a long time. But because of our busyness, we just didn't feel like we could take good care of the puppy, and it wouldn't be fair to the puppy. But once COVID hit, and we realized things were probably going to be slow down for a while, and just with the age of the kids, we wanted them to be able to enjoy being home with the puppy, and before they go off to college and things, for several years. So we got a puppy. So we got a Labradoodle named Kona, and she's definitely become a member of the family, and taking her out for her walks and playing with her has become our new hobby. Yeah, she's great. And so a lot of our time's gone to playing with Kona.
That's awesome. It's funny because my family has been thinking about getting a dog as well. We've been watching YouTube videos of puppies, but I don't know.
They're a lot of work.
Yeah, maybe when the kids are a little older for us, but yeah, that's really cool to hear, and it's something that brings the family together, I'm sure.
I was reading a blog post by Tim Challies. He was saying that his life's kind of similar. His family's very full, very packed, but that COVID has been a time to, I guess, not be packed, to really lose all of the extra things. And his conclusion was basically that he had too much schedule clutter, and that he really is not looking forward to going back to that kind of life. It's almost shifted him in terms of, even if COVID ends, we're not going to go back to the super busy. So have you had like similar thoughts, or are you just like raring to go and be all busy?
I'm okay with it. I'm busy with ministry already. So that aspect of my life hasn't changed, so I think ministry is still pretty busy for me. Maybe a little bit less busy in the sense of I don't have any traveling or those kind of, not too many conferences to speak at or things like that. So maybe a little less busy, but I'm actually okay with going back to a certain busyness, and mainly not for the busyness in and of itself, but just for what it represents. I want to go back and see people, church, and so I long to see people. So right now, Sundays are really quiet for me because we just worship together as a family. And before, Sundays were crazy for me. It's, I'm usually preaching 3 times or things like that, but I'm actually, that kind of busyness I'm looking forward to, just being with the church family all day and things like that. I know my kids, they're kind of raring to go, like sports wise. I think they would love to do that, and just to, or they see their friends or things like that. So that part of it I'm excited about. So not busyness for busyness sake, but I'm definitely missing some of the things that COVID has kind of taken away for a season.
I've told people that it's been hard and good. Hard in a lot of different ways. Kids online doing school, a special needs daughter that like needs that extra attention and help. And so really the amount of attention that it takes and time it takes and energy it takes is hard. My business has lost a lot of work. Yeah, so there's been a lot of things that have been difficult. But I always say it's good. I mean, it's done such a work in my heart. I think in the hearts of our, those in our family, bringing to light, certain sins, bringing to light certain, idolatries. And so that's been good. And I think the result of it has been just, for us going through all this, it's been a household that's, I feel like, tighter. For me, it's a great sanctuary, and so it's been a blessing, but it hasn't been without its, serious struggles. So I always say, like, you would never ask for this. You wouldn't choose this path that God has put us on, or even myself or our family, but you can see just the wisdom and beauty in it too. So so hard but good.
Have you been doing anything new as a family, or have there been specific things that have been blessings to you?
I don't know about so much new. I can't think. I mean, try to do things where we get things cleaned up or fixed around the house. I've installed things and, fixed things around the house, but I think more like I was saying before, I think the great things have been just what God has done in our hearts and how he's worked in us. And I think, it just has worked itself out in our relationships as a family. And so, it's been good, doing Sunday school with Piper online, right? So I would be in class with her doing Sunday school, right? But then just being with her and kind of being able to kind of do it with her, each Sunday and see what she's absorbing and understanding, how, so that, is something, we wouldn't really get to do other than, in this, kind of season of life. So that's been kind of cool.
It's been a blessing in so many ways. It's helped us to realize just how ridiculously busy our family is, each of us. Activities, just always doing things, and this kind of forced slowdown has really shown us, how distracted we could be, and how family time got quickly pushed to the side. And so it's been such a blessing just to be able to have that time and just to spend together as family, and just to have meals together and play games together and watch movies and go on walks and all this. At the same time, you would expect, well, with all that time, we're going to be really good stewards and wise and, hold hands and study the Bible and pray together and whatnot. But in reality, we did some of that, and we watched the Truth for Troubled Times and this and that. But so much of life and just the shepherding and our family is just those day-to-day just moments of conversation and just navigating just issues together as they come. And especially as the older my kids get, it's less and less formal and more just kind of these informal times. And I think during COVID, there's been a lot of that, where we've had a lot more opportunity to talk and converse, and just even as different topics, whether it's in the news or just with daily life are coming out, we can just have a talk and say, what do you guys think about this? How can we think biblically? What's wise? How can we love people in this particular area, whether it's COVID or racial issues, protesting or election? We've had great opportunities to
kind of talk through life together in that way. And so that's something I've really learned during this COVID season. It's not being kind of, okay, let's do X, Y, and Z and make sure, you know, we're getting through these studies and whatnot, but just, and then the silly moments are great too, right? Just playing just games and laughing together. And
what games, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh gosh, we've gone through our whole repertoire.
The Animal Crossing or
we've played different board games. We started with Pandemic, right? Because you know, of course, but lots of card games. We play some mahjong, and my kids refuse to play Settlers of Catan with me. I don't know why. They don't like playing with me for some reason. So I miss playing that. But yeah, we even we're active. So we set up a little volleyball court in our backyard, and Jared and I, during the real quarantine time, we even set up a little golf course in our front street, and just finding creative things to do. So